Border funding showdown. A wave of protests are being planned across the United States for President's Day. This in response to President Trump's national emergency declaration. Democrats vowing to fight back with some already planning lawsuits. On Sunday morning, Future's Maria Bartiromo spoke with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who says the president was right in declaring an emergency.
Is this a national emergency? Your reaction to what's happening with the president saying that it's a national emergency, but some of your colleagues are pushing back.
Yes, it is a crisis and emergency along our border. First of all, think about the human trafficking that is happening.
Yeah.
Think about the children that are being moved across these countries. But think about the amount of drugs and how many thousands of Americans are dying, and most of that is coming through the southern border. Yes, it is an emergency that has been shown before, and I believe at the end of the day, this wall is going to be built, not sea to shining sea, but about 200 miles.
Joining me now, Jackson County, Texas Sheriff A.J. Louderback and retired sheriff and executive director of the Texas and Southwestern Border Sheriffs Coalition, Clint McDonald. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Clint, let me start with you. The media joining in with the Democrats essentially saying this is a crisis made up only in the mind of President Trump. There is no crisis. Our entries, illegal entries are down, apprehensions are down, and that this is a much ado about nothing. What do you think?
Well, as I represent 31 sheriffs along the southern border of the United States with Mexico, I can tell you that we've been fighting this battle and as a group since 2005, and it's not just about the issue of right or wrong. It's also the collateral damage that is causing these individual counties and the expense of this illegal traffic coming through our counties. So the collateral damage is sometimes devastating for some of these smaller counties as to what they're having to face in monetary expense as to those borders being open.
AJ, you met with President Trump at the White House last month. How have you seen this administration's work on the security of our southern border? Do you think they're heading down the right path?
Clearly a superb job by the administration. Let me reiterate what Clint is talking about here. Border sheriffs, Texas sheriffs, every sheriff in this nation are fighting the effects of the southern border. We've been crying for decades for something to be done about this. It's time now. Clearly, it is a major issue for us in law enforcement in this country.
So, gentlemen, a lot of the opposition to the law and to secure borders is that this is inhumane, that this is a humanitarian issue, that we're not treating people fairly. Can you tell me how you react to that?
Well, I can tell you as a retired sheriff and working on the border for the last 34 years that humanitarian crisis that we see is we do not want to get another call to have to go and pick up a body of someone is trying to get across these borderlands and is deceased. That is a call not one of our 31 sheriffs ever want to get again. So when we look at the inconvenience of maybe families being taken apart or that is a humanitarian issue, but to go and pick up a body that no sheriff wants to do that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. What do you make of the notion, though, that this issue has been resolving itself? There were some misleading headlines on Friday saying that last year was the lowest in apprehensions. That was actually fiscal year 17. Fiscal year 18 saw a 17% jump. And so, again, when you have the media putting out a narrative, gentlemen, that this is something that was working itself out, that it is not a crisis, how do you articulate to the public that, yes, indeed, this is something that, by the way, serves both sides of the border, Americans and those who seek to come here illegally?
Well, Charles, exactly that. And you have a tremendous amount of misinformation, outright deceit about what's going on here. There's no working this border situation out unless we are able to put the barriers that we need, the infrastructure that we need to regain operational control of a border that we haven't had for decades. This is a long-time problem that Texas sheriffs and other sheriffs in this country have been representing. The simple idea that we have to fight over national security is for law enforcement officers, professional law enforcement officers in this country, is ridiculous.
Well, gentlemen, I want to say first and foremost, thank you for your service, Sheriffs Clint McDonald and A.J. Louderback, and we appreciate you, people who work this, who've seen the damage, the carnage, the pain and suffering, to share those stories with us. Thank you very much.